Well, it's 7 o'clock, so I would like to call this regular meeting of the Planning Commission to order, dated September 17th, 2019. First, we would like to offer citizen comments on any area that's of interest. Is there anyone that would like to speak? Okay, no interest there. We would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second. Second. What, you got a second down there?
A second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. So the minutes were approved, and there were some minor corrections that were distributed with the revised version. The next item of business is new business, Front Royal SUB 001521-2019, an application for approval of a subdivision plan, final plats and bonding for a 33-acre subdivision in the R1 zoning district submitted by Chris Ramsey, titled as Happy Creek Knolls, Section 4. And Mr. Camp, would you brief us on that?
Thank you, sir, members of the Planning Commission. Just to clarify, it's actually a 12.4-acre piece of property, and there's 33 proposed building lots on this project, including, well, not including, but plus one extra open space parcel. So Ramsey Inc. is the applicant, and we can go to the staff report here where I'll bring up an illustration of the property. As you can see here, well, you can't see that very well, so you can scroll to the next picture. Yeah, that's good. So here's an aerial imagery of where the site is located. It's located at the end of Happy Ridge Drive as well as the end of Yule Street, and the applicant is proposing to connect those two streets. A small portion of what's labeled as Yule Street there south of the intersection will be renamed to Happy Ridge Drive, and Happy Ridge Drive will come all the way around to the intersection. This has been to the Planning Commission previously as a preliminary plan because it is considered a major subdivision. And of course that was approved, and now the applicant's ready to move forward with the project and has designed and final engineered the plan and has submitted plats. Staff has a number of comments that we've included in the staff report. And I've incorporated that into the proposed motion of approval, which staff is recommending approval, subject to the conditions in those comments. Run through those really quick, at least the planned ones. There's some minor technicalities with the street name, which I mentioned, which have to be changed. The final plats need to be resubmitted and stamped by the engineer. There's a development bond required, and there's an estimate provided in the staff report, which was obtained from the county engineer and public works department. I do have Mr. Ramsey, I do have a revision to that. It's going to be slightly less, which I think would be in your favor. So I'll give you that after the meeting, if you can wait, or I can email that to you. The code actually requires that the town attorney review the language regarding maintenance of non-dedicated areas. In this case, it would be the open space parcel. There's a relatively large stormwater pond proposed there, and that does need to be reviewed by the town attorney. And we need to work on some type of maintenance agreement on that to ensure that Mr. Ramsey, or more specifically the future owner after Mr. Ramsey hands that off to the homeowners association, that they'll have proper instructions on how that needs to be maintained. There's a couple minor errors on the plan. and some changes to address public works comments regarding the utilities. So relatively speaking, the plan is substantially complete, just needs some minor revisions before it goes to council for approval. All major subdivisions do have to go to council to accept the new roads. In this case, it would be a continuation of 2 roads which are dead-ended, which have always been planned to be extended, and Mr. Ramsey will be completing that, as well as a sub-street that would interconnect ultimately with the adjacent property, which we know as Swan Estates. I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Camp, has the town engineer reviewed the plat submitted?
Yes, well, that was part of the submittal that he approved, so I would assume he's going to do that.
Okay, the stormwater management pond looks to be located on what appears to be lot 900 of the subdivision plat. Does that require a drainage easement or an easement for a stormwater management pond, or is the lot 900 sufficient for that?
I can certainly consult with them to verify that, to see if we do need an easement, but I'm not sure if we would need one or not.
Okay, thank you. And that's going to be part of the stormwater pond maintenance agreement, correct? Okay.
Yes, that will be part of the agreement. That includes the proposed stormwater pond as well as the pump station and retaining wall that goes with the pond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? If not, could we have a polling of the commission? Would you poll the commission? Oh, yeah, that's a motion. Okay. Sorry.
I'll move that the planning commission
Recommend approval of FRSUB 001521-2019 subdivision plan and final plats for the proposed Happy Creek Knolls Section 4 subdivision, conditional with the applicant address the review comments in the staff report prior to final approval by town council.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any other discussions by the commissioners? If not, we have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Chairman Jones,
Yes?
Commissioner Marshner,
Yes.
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Vice Chairman McFadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Motion passed. Yes. The next item of business, new business is FR Site 001563-2019, an application for approval of a site plan for a new Sheetz store at 1600 North Shenandoah Avenue. Again, Mr. Camp, would you bring us up to date on that?
Yes, sir, thank you. So this property is located where Shenandoah Motel is. Matt, can you scroll to the illustration? So it's located at 1600 North Royal Avenue. We will be adjusting the address with the proposed new Sheetz. Sheetz would like to build a new store there, a gas station. It would consist of 10 fuel pumps, as well as a store that's 4,906 square feet. Here's an aerial image of the site. You can see the existing motel. And here's an illustration showing the zoning in the surrounding area. It is an entrance corridor in the C1 zoning district, which does allow for gas stations by right. And here's an illustration, a street view illustration of the existing motel. And this is just a simplified illustration of the site plan showing the store towards the rear of the property and the fuel pump and canopy structure. There's an underground stormwater management facility under the parking lot, which would be to the left of the illustration. And on Shenandoah Avenue towards the bottom, there's underground fuel pumps located in that section. So here's an illustration of the store. It is in the entrance corridor of the town, so that does require some oversight on the exterior appearance of the store. Sheetz is doing in compliance with the entrance corridor requirements of staff's opinion. They're covering the building on all sides with masonry, stone and brick, and they have metal roofing and several awnings. So this is maybe typical of some of the newer Sheetz you may have seen elsewhere in the region. Here's another picture of a similar Sheetz I found that had a similar design. So just to kind of give you a real picture. And then there's an illustration of the gas fuel pump. And so staff has put forth a number of comments on Sheetz and things on the site plan that do need to be revised. They are in compliance substantially with most, well, the requirements with parking, landscaping, but there are some minor changes that do need to be made. That we did meet with Sheetz this afternoon actually to discuss a couple of the comments. One of those being truck traffic and how that would work, and so that was clarified that Sheetz would be coordinating with the delivery trucks to make sure that they're coming, not using 17th Street, and using the larger entrance in front of the site. I have to go back to the aerial. I could just leave it there. So on the bottom of the screen, there's the main entrance to the site in front of the fuel pumps, and so that's where the trucks would be. The microphone's going up. The other major issue was on regarding 17th Street. So 17th Street is a very narrow road, and we talked about this in the work session. It's only got a 25 foot pavement section, and so there's some concern with the traffic congestion. We all know that Sheetz will generate a lot of business, which is great for the town. We're excited about that. It raises that concern about congestion. We did speak with Sheetz early on, and they prepared a signal warrant analysis. They also did a small traffic study, and we looked at the possibility of putting a traffic light there. That was not warranted based on the traffic report. However, we still have concerns about the congestion, and the meeting this afternoon was focused on what else could be done to kind of improve the overall conditions, particularly with left turn movement out of that intersection. So I'll let Sheetz elaborate on that a little more, but I think we have a solution, something we can do to help mitigate those concerns, to improve that intersection. And we do have Representative Sheetz here this evening, which I think we're prepared to kind of talk about that with us.
Thank you, Mr. Camp. Go to your podium.
You could sign in, please.
You turn that noise off. My name is Bill Susserman. I'm an engineer with Sheetz. We met this afternoon with Mr. Camp and Robert, the town engineer, and talked about a few things that we could do on 17th Street. At the end of the day, we had pretty much made an arrangement that what we would propose here this evening is if, we would see what happens with 17th Street. Like our traffic study that we've done with that full movement off of Shenandoah, our traffic study is not showing that many cars are going to leave that back entrance. So that's our secondary entrance for the site. And that the left turns, although we would add some, we're not sure how many. I think our study in the morning said we'd add maybe 9 extra trips there in a peak hour. We thought we would just wait and see how this thing was all going to play out instead of spending some money up front to do it and it really not affecting anything. So we said that what we would do is we would help contribute to a mini rate out at some point in the future if the town decided that that's what they wanted to do. When I got here this evening, I spoke with Mr. Camp, and he had talked to somebody else on the board, and there's some other options maybe that we could present to you, and we would be helpful in those. One would be constructing something at the intersection there of 19th Street and Shenandoah, and prohibiting left outs. So that would be something that we could do. Or just going ahead and doing this little right out, part of 19th Street or 17th Street as part of our construction project and just getting it over with. We're okay with helping with either one of those. I think that part of it is the town needs to decide what's best for them and what you guys would, what you would like to see happen at that intersection. We want to take a look at the right out just to see what's all involved there, just to make sure that it's not going to run into a whole lot of utility relocations, things like that, and those kinds of things, and then come up with a reasonable number that we would contribute up to help out with that right out. So we're okay with that, and we view that as being hopefully off-site work that we would work out as we go through the process, and that we could continue with our on-site work, at least the approval process as we go through this.
I did drive out to 17th Street this evening about 4:30, and I wanted to turn left to go back into town, and it's difficult. It took about maybe 10 minutes before I could get out of it, out of 17th Street. So that is a potentially difficult intersection.
Yeah, it already is, and we understand that. And we understand our stores do add traffic to certain roadways, and that's why we do these studies to find out what the impact of that is going to be. And our study that we had done shows that, although we may add some extra trips, it doesn't significantly impact, the situation out there right now. But that doesn't mean that we're not willing to help out willing to help the situation to try to make it a little bit better.
If I could ask a question, just make sure I understand. So you're assuming people will come in off of Shenandoah in the front?
Right. We have this is a full movement driveway here. So we'll have people coming in from the right or from the south or north? South. And from the north making lefts in, and then we have a left out dedicated and a right out dedicated there. So we have a full movement.
Okay, so if somebody, my life experience suggests that there will be blockage there on that intended exit area.
I would say that at certain times of the day, you're going to have some stacking there.
So you're going to have people coming and making the right turn on that 17th on the right of that, correct?
They could.
And then going around the back, and I'm trying to see where the back entrance is that they would come in.
Well, we typically don't have stacking issues on the in part. We would have maybe some stacking on the out of the driveway. So the stacking would be somewhat interior to the parcel and not exterior to it.
Well, that's the ideal, but for the occasions when the car breaks down and you get stacking there. What's the alternate way in?
The alternate, if you're coming from the south, the alternate way in, north or south, is 17th Street to the back entrance.
Okay, in the back, I'm looking to see where the back entrance is.
It's up here. It's on the very top. It's the very top of the park property.
Okay, so right at the property line, okay. So in other words, the back entrance, when you go past the whole Sheetz property and then
Right.
turn in, okay.
Come here, and you turn into here. We don't anticipate a whole lot of traffic coming off of 17th Street from Shenandoah. We expect it at the main entrance.
Right, right. That's obviously the optimum.
This is more of a safety valve, I think.
Yeah, we always have to have two ways in and out. I mean, if something would happen at the main entrance and we need to get people off the site, you have to have another way of getting somebody off the site, so.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I have a couple questions and a couple statements. First, welcome to the community.
Thank you. We're excited to come here.
It's about time. A lot of people are excited to get a Sheetz in Front Royal, and so welcome. My concern on the 17th was, as our chairman experienced, coming onto Shenandoah Avenue from 17th Street. It only takes one car turning left or south onto Shenandoah Avenue to back up the traffic, and that's been my concern. And I'm very pleased to hear that you're willing to work with the town to either look at the possibility of widening that entrance, or at the least, which may be the best solution, just limiting left turns out of 17th Street on the Shenandoah Avenue and right turn, so that there is no backup of traffic, because this is going to be a busy site. And when you have the gas truck in there, and you have your special on barbecue sandwiches, the place is going to be packed, and a lot of people will be going out, regardless of what your traffic study says. In my younger days, if you cannot tell, I frequented a lot of Sheetz in my career, and traffic will come out that backside. There's no doubt about that, and whatever we can do at that intersection would be great. And that's the only problem, Mr. Chairman, that I've seen with the site plan. And it's really not a problem, it's just, I think that helps the town citizens, and it will certainly help the traffic flow on your store. Mr. Camp, is there anything we need to do from these gentlemen in writing regarding this, or how will we handle if we approve this tonight with that condition?
We have a draft motion. I would recommend, since we have an agreement, that we add a condition to that motion, that approval is conditional on the town staff working with the town engineer, town attorney, and Sheetz to come up with an agreement consistent with discussion this evening. Sheetz would, could potentially pay up to 100% of the cost for either a turn lane being added to 17th Street, or putting an island potentially on 17th Street, or some other measure to restrict left turn movement. And so then we could move forward with that as a separate project under that agreement. The town could take the lead on that, but to assist Sheetz, but we would have a funding source, so we could move forward with that quickly and get that done. So.
Yeah, I have a comment too, and that is, that area has a lot more foot traffic than you might guess. You're going to have a lot of foot traffic coming to you. So I'm going to say, in the absence of a light and crosswalks, probably prohibiting the left out would be the safest option at this point. And I'll be curious to know what my colleagues think about that, because not only are we worried about congestion and backups and inability to get emergency vehicles in and out and things like that, but the hazards to pedestrians are much greater if you have people taking a Hail Mary to get left out of there, you know?
You're talking at 17th Street.
All around that area, with that, your place is gonna be very popular, and it won't just be cars coming here, I can promise you that.
But is your comment directed towards the left out at 17th Street?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. If I could I like to clarify one thing that Mr. Campy said. Let's clarify that lane, that extra lane would be a short right out, not a whole.
Can you please stand in front of the microphone?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'd like to clarify that the turn lane is not a turn lane, it's a small right turn coming out, but they're not a full width lane all the way back to the side.
Understood. Thank you.
Are you not concerned about the left turn coming out of the English?
I'm a little bit, to tell the truth. I mean, I don't know if we have adequate controls and protection for foot traffic there
Where was that you're referring to?
at the main entrance.
Main entrance?
Yeah.
What do you want there?
What do you mean, like pedestrian signal?
Yeah, I don't think I don't think we have enough financial incentive to correct that at this point, but truthfully, I think this is going to be a busy enough place that we should be thinking about sidewalks and lights and
We can maybe put a,
things to make it
talk to
safer.
the Sheetz about maybe putting on some sort of crosswalk. Yeah. But there's a sidewalk right there, so.
No, sorry, not sidewalk, my bad, I meant crosswalk.
You mean stripe across the driveway?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can stripe across the driveway.
Do we have an exact wording on the amendment to the motion?
I think Daryl is scribbling as fast as
You
he
can
can.
see it there,
What's it? I still got it.
yeah. Just waiting for the exact wording on the amendment.
Oh, okay. You want a motion?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If I may. I move that the planning commission recommend approval of FR SITE -00156 for a new Sheetz gas station and store on North Shenandoah Avenue. With the first condition that all review agency comments be adequately addressed before final approval and signatures are issued by the town, and the conditional approval with the town attorney and town engineer to address issues at the intersection of 17th Street and North Shenandoah Avenue.
Second that.
Okay. Is there a second? Second.
Could you read that again, please? Just your amendment.
The conditional approval with the town attorney and town engineer to address issues at the intersection of 17th Street and North Shenandoah Avenue.
Addressing the issues. What about the talk that we had a couple of minutes ago about that Sheetz could potentially pay for the widening of 17th Street?
Okay, can I clarify that? The issue being the left turn, right turn capability and possibilities at said intersection.
But that language doesn't imply any commitment from Sheetz.
I'm sorry?
But that language doesn't imply a commitment from Sheetz to participate in the solution.
Conditional, well, that's what the town attorney, that's what the town attorney and the town engineer will review, because it's going to have to be a town project.
Okay, so we're talking about.
But Sheetz will
that's the first
participate
step. Okay.
with this conditional item that the town attorney has to review.
Okay, before it goes forward, gotcha. Okay.
Sorry about that, Ms. Potter, I know that's a long, convoluted motion, but I did write it down, and I'll get with you to make sure it's correct before the minutes are published.
Okay, are we satisfied with this motion then? Are there any other comments or questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
One other thing. Are you okay with that type of motion? That's vague enough yet still gives us a few tools to be able to accomplish our.
Sure, yeah, we're committed to help out, as we've discussed, throughout the day today, so we're on board.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, they're in agreement with it. Thank you.
Ms. Potter, could you give us a vote?
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Marshner,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Chairman Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chairman McFadden.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes, and so we appreciate your appearance here and your cooperation with making this the best Sheetz in Front Royal.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
That's a mistake, I think.
Free local fries for everybody.
We have an item of business, FRSPU 1263-2019, a special use permit application submitted by the Embassy Deliverance and Worship Center for a daycare at 460 South Commerce Avenue. And I might add that we had a site visit last week there, and so we I'd like to open the floor for a discussion of this item of old business.
Mr. Chairman, does Mr. Camp have any additional comments to add to his original staff recommendations after our meeting and other discussions?
Well, it's staff's, I won't get into all the details since we've already been here before. The public hearing's closed, but like the chairman said, we met on the site. The applicant has put forth a plan, which, in staff's opinion, does address the safety concern of the planning commission. Requested that they elaborate on and expand on. So I put an extra condition on sheet 6 of the staff report of the recommended conditions for the special use permit, and I do recommend approval. Well, let me clarify that. I recommend that the planning commission make a recommendation for approval to town council. So, town council does have to make the final decision.
Okay. Do you have any comments?
Nothing other than hi. See you guys again. Nice to see you.
Okay. All right. Any comments from the commission?
Just a question, if I may. In your application and also what you told us, you said you expect 25 children, more or less in size. In some of the attached materials, you talk about changing the lives of potentially hundreds and giving parents the option of sending nearly 1,000 children to learn and play. So this attached material seems to have been from a different source or something else.
Either that, I don't think so. I think probably we're thinking more so the long term, over a period of time. So we're thinking about being a stable part of the community. So of course, dozens of children over the course of the years, eventually to 1,000, because it's a long haul for us.
Gotcha.
That's kind of my fault in that I'm a forward thinker. I'm always tasking the team to think decades ahead.
Gotcha. Thank you. Have you run daycare centers before, just out of curiosity?
I have not personally run daycare center myself. What I do have is a staff of people, be it teachers, principals, directors, who've been directly involved in that. So I fall back on their expertise in the day-to-day running of this. So while it may be my first foray as the lead project manager, so to speak, in this, I do have a team of qualified people to back me up.
The organization that you are with seems to be very geographically diverse. Are you pretty much self-contained in that regard, or is there any ties with other facilities that could impact either negatively or positively?
We're pretty much self-contained in that we're self-funded, self-governed, self-organized. No other attachments to any other organizations or church groups or anything like that that would impact us.
Any other comments? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Planning Commission issue a recommendation to approve FRS EU-1263-2019 for daycare at 460 South Commerce Avenue with the conditions noted in the staff report and with the applicant's revised strategy and plan for managing loading and unloading of children.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any other discussions desired by the commission members? Comments? Okay. Ms. Potter, could you?
Vice Chairman McFadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Merchant,
Yes.
Chairman Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Davis,
Yes.
Commissioner Marshall,
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 8 is the planning director's report, so Mr. Camp.
Yeah, I'll make it pretty brief. A few things just to point out. You've got the monthly report that highlights where we are at this point of the year. So far, we have, as of the end of August, we have 206 zoning permits that have been issued, which is on pace, assuming the same pace continues for the rest of the year. 309, which is slightly above the past several years. We also have 17 house permits, which is a solid number for this point of the year, and we're on pace for 25 new house permits. So this would be for any new type of dwelling, whether it be a house or a duplex. We've had several new smaller infill developments open up in a few areas of the town. The other thing I just wanted to highlight was staff has met with Valley Health, who wants to come forward and meet with the Planning Commission. I would recommend we set a work session up in a couple weeks to do that. And I do have some handouts this evening just to kind of brief you on the subject of signage, which, so this is at the new hospital site, and they do have a pretty extensive master signage plan that they want to present. There's a few aspects in that which may require us to make some changes to our code. So that's what we'll discuss in a couple weeks. In the meantime, you'll have this information to review, and we'll get together with our thoughts.
Sounds good.
And that's all, unless there's any other further questions.
Are there any commission member reports? If not, a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.